Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Runcast. I'm your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend, co-host, Gym Junkie, who did not go to the gym this morning because he was playing the potential game of the year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. That's a mouthful.
Yeah. Just
the Durwinator.
Throw everything you know about all the games that have come out this year thus far. This is the one, I think.
I can't wait for your thoughts on Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It just dropped 2 days ago now?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Are you playing on Game Pass or are you playing somewhere else? It's just dropped on Game Pass, right?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. Yeah. Just on PC.
Okay, sweet. We'll save your thoughts for that later. I'm excited to talk to you about that.
Yeah. It won't be a full review, but it'll be thoughts so far. Yeah, but I can almost basically say it's my favorite game I've played this far.
Wicked, that's wild. So we'll do our regular news segment. We'll talk about some of the games we've been playing and some of the things we've been watching, and we'll top off the end of the episode with a special segment. I promised we'd start doing special segments, fun segments at the end of every episode. We didn't get to do one last week because it was a lot of Nintendo Switch news. So we will do one this week, and we are going to do our, well, not quarterly, but thirdly, Game of the Year watch review. We're going to take a look at some of the biggest titles that came out this year, our thoughts about them, ones we played, ones we like, and where we are sitting if we were asked to pick a Game of the Year this year so far. So let's get right into it, man.
Yeah.
Excited?
Let's go.
So, unfortunately for the listeners, they're going to have to bear with us because it's more Switch 2 news. I mean, that's all the talk of the town. It's Switch to this, Switch to that, Switch to this. It's going to be a few more weeks of this until this thing comes out June 5th. So, bear with us if you're not a Nintendo fan.
It's technically story time first.
What's that?
It's story time first. It's not Nintendo news. It's story time.
It's story time. So in Canada, we had the Switch 2 pre-orders on Thursday and technically Wednesday night. So 12 Eastern time or whatever. And me and you were pretty busy on Wednesday night, Thursday, trying to secure these things. And boy, oh boy, was it a mess. But at the end of the tunnel, we had, we managed to get pre-order some copies, not probably in the ways we thought we would. And I guess I ended up getting mine in a way where it was a lot easier than I thought.
Yeah. It got real anticlimactic once we hit day 2.
Yeah. So get right into it, man. Me and you both, we were getting ready for the Walmart pre-order, was it? Because the Walmart pre-order was the one that was supposed to be the night of.
The first one officially announced.
So it was supposed to be for 10 o'clock. And then Costco shadow drops. And we're rushing to get Costco.
Yeah. It caught us both at the worst times ever.
Yeah. I think you were on the toilet.
Yeah.
So we get on Costco. You, my friend, with your South Korean internet, managed to secure one within 10 minutes, I think it was. How many times did you try?
Yeah, I tried probably at that point, maybe 30 or 40 times. It would be giving us that naked bear.
The error bear. I kept trying till midnight, and I couldn't get one on Costco. And then Lababins, who posts all the kind of deets on internet about pre-orders and any video game hardware stuff, he said that Costco announced they sold out at 1 o'clock, which I'm like, this is BS. I was trying for 4 hours. It still said it was available, the bundle. Could not get one. Then Walmart happens. And me and you both tried on Walmart. Mm-hmm. And you were able to secure another one on Walmart. 2 for 2 on day one. I did not get anything on Walmart. Same thing, refresh, but at least Walmart didn't bait me into, spending any more time after they all sold out. I did, however, manage to secure the Pro Controller and the wheels on Walmart, to which you said, why the F were you buying the wheels? But fun story, I bought the wheels on the Switch 1 when I bought a Switch 1. But I refused to buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because I thought a new Mario Kart is going to come any day soon. I'm not buying this Wii U port. No new Mario Kart came, and I never, ever used the Switch 1 wheels, ever, for anything. I had Crash Team Racing, but they were not compatible with Crash Team Racing for whatever reason. So they just sat there, collected dust.
Dude, You should out of just moral use of your money, you should just tape the Switch 2 controllers to your original wheels so that you can use them.
Good point.
Can't let that go to waste. Because
they were the cheapest accessory. Okay, we'll get into that here in a bit. But they were the cheapest Switch accessory.
No, that's not the cheapest accessory. The cheapest accessory is the strap for the Joy-Con.
Which is sold separately. I mean, insanity. Oh, so anyway, long night. I had a lot of work to do this week, so I was working OT every day, and I was doing I'd work at night. Usually, if I have extra work to do at work, I don't stick around after 5. I usually just take off, spend time with the family, kids, and usually hop back on after my kids are in bed, 8 o'clock-ish, right? So I could have done my work from maybe 8 to midnight. Instead, I spent 4 hours trying to pre-order this thing, and then I didn't get one, and I'm like, oh, I'm not done my work. So I literally worked till 3 a.m, and I was on 4 hours of sleep the next day at work. So that was not pleasant. Next day, we wake up. Best Buy starts at 7 a.m. I'm obviously cooked from the night before, so I didn't even get up in time for Best Buy's order.
Yeah.
London Drugs dropped 2 at around the same time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, as well as Staples.
Yes. Dude, I was literally, my eyes were crusty. I wake up at 7:30, half an hour after all these drop. My eyes are crusty on the toilet.
Wait. Let's clarify who these Switch 2s were for first. So the first one, the Costco one, was supposed to be either for my friend Toby or for you. Mm-hmm. And then the second Walmart one is the same thing. So those were 2 for 2. I'm not buying these all because I can play 5 Switches at once.
Yes.
However many Switches at once. Yeah, and I'm not scalping them. Let's be super clear.
Yes, good call. We should explain to the listeners that we are not scalping. The listeners might have heard we got 2. It's why are we still trying? No, we are not scalping, guys. Yeah, for your friend Toby and your other friend, we were trying to get one for your other friend as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those ones were later on, but yes.
Yeah. And I was seeing if I could get any more for some of my friends. But anyway, I get on, man. My eyes are crusty on the toilet. I go on that Best Buy website, and it gives me that freaking image of hold on, wait in line, and I'm just over here, and the freaking bar is over here, and I'm like, there's no way. I'm not getting this. And then I went on London Drugs, and the website instantly crashed. I went on Staples. I get it in my cart. I'm like, let's go. I'm buying this thing. But dude, I got the worst error page ever at the end of it. And I'm
I think it was the Cloudflare one too. It's not even the hey, we have too much traffic one. It just literally the whole hosting site just crashed.
It's not like the Staples error page. No. The website could not handle. You tried all 3 as well.
I also tried all 3. Best Buy, I tried multiple times because I think with Best Buy they would it was the same thing with Costco where it would be out of stock, and then they would throw in a second round and then a third round. So yeah, I tried that stupid Best Buy one so many times. It would put you in a queue to put the thing in the cart. Then it would put you in a queue to check out of your cart. And what is it? I got to the put in your payment method page, wouldn't let you hit continue.
I think I have this problem with, I know this is hindsight's 2020, but I have had this problem with Best Buy before where you hit the page and it wouldn't let you press. But there's this stupid freaking checkbox somewhere on the payment page. You have to pay attention. It was some checkbox to verify something. On pre-orders before, I've missed that checkbox and I hit that pre-order page and it's just blank.
No, it wouldn't even give me the price. It was just constantly loading the price.
Okay, then.
It wasn't even that. I wish it was that. I didn't even get that far.
Yeah. There was one more Amazon who I went on, and Amazon was by invite. You have to have the Prime membership, and then you have to send out a request for them to invite you to pre-order the thing, which my wife, she spends all her income and my income on Amazon. She's got the Prime account. She requested the invite. We're 2 days removed, apparently, and those invites are still coming in by email. Apparently, a batch were sent out last night. She still hasn't got one. So that leaves one more, which was the best success. I think was probably the
I feel like GameStop has I swear 90% of all of the Switch 2 inventory or something.
Maybe, yeah. So you went online and you were able to secure how many from GameStop?
2 from GameStop.
I thought you had a third. Oh, you did. You did.
Oh yeah,
one on
sorry.
your friend's
I did
account.
2 on my own account, and then I hopped onto one of my friend's account because I knew that double orders are probably going to get canceled. So I secured one for my friend Alex, and then I secured. Technically, that third one was for me.
Yeah. So at that point, technically, you had ordered 5. I managed 0, and I had like meetings and stuff in the morning, so I really couldn't even get on GameStop. It wasn't going to work.
Yeah, you were taking the L's everywhere.
You tried to. You were in Chinook Mall or Market Mall? You were in Market Mall, and you were trying to line up in front of GameStop and see if you could, because GameStop was the only outlet that did in-person pre-orders day of opening. And you went and you said the lineup was crazy.
Yeah, the lineup was from. So if you know Market Mall, the GameStop is like closer to like the Sport Check area, and it was all the way lined up basically to Safeway. And I was like, I have meetings. I'm out. There's no chance I'm gonna wait in line for this. Yeah. If it was like really quick, I would have maybe like, sure, I'll like in and out and then go for whatever I needed to do.
So still success. 5 of them. 1 for me, 1 for you, 2 for your friends. One of them was going to be for one of my other friends. Your double order on GameStop got canceled within like what?
It was like within like 30 minutes. So then I had one at GameStop.
So we were down to 4. Mm-hmm. Then the freaking bloody Costco one.
The one we spent hours clicking through.
Yeah. The one that kept me up till 3 a.m, effectively. The first one you got canceled. Mm-hmm. And Costco apparently send out cancel emails to everyone, it seems like. Like, what a catastrophe. Like, people who got it on Costco just basically got their pre-order canceled.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people. I think I've seen stories where people didn't. But then in the email, it's saying we will have more in store and online at launch. It's like, why didn't you just keep these pre-orders then? I don't get it.
I honestly think Costco's website bugged out. And anyone after a certain point that was getting in was just, there was no stock, but they were just accepting it.
So it's easier for them to try and relaunch than to try and fulfill all of these orders.
Yeah. It's not worth the headache for them. So that was down. So then we were down to 3. So we technically didn't even have 1 for either you or me. At this point, it's like 1:00. And Babin says on Twitter that they still have the in-store pre-orders at GameStop. I'm like, what? Dude, there's no way.
I also didn't believe that because I was on the website and I was like, oh, that's like really strange. They have so many in store. Like all of the Calgary locations where we live had them.
The South Center, the South Trail, Chinook, Market, Sunridge, Airdrie, I think had them. Yeah. And their website was spectacular. Like you go into their website, it said, we're sold out online. We still have them in store. And you go and you put in the city you're in, and it pops it out. It says not available, low availability, available. So I'm like, that's funny. Buddy of mine also sends a message on a group chat. He's like, yo, I went to South Center. I got one. I'm like, what? It's like 1:00. I'm like, Durwin was saying the lineup was outside the door. Like, I didn't even think those people in your lineup at Safeway, like all the way to Safeway, were going to get it. It was absurd, right?
Yeah, because we were, so to preface this, online, people were posting like pictures of GameStop entrances in the US, saying like how many like people had, and it did not look like they had that much stock. So I was like, I'm not going to wait in line if there's only like 50 of them per store kind of deal, right? Because there's probably already 50 people.
Yeah. So I said, okay, well, maybe I should look into this, right? And by the way, I guess I should preface that this was before your Costco order got canceled. So we still technically had 1 for each of us, right? For the 4. So this is before your pre-order got canceled. I search online. I usually go to the South Trail GameStop. I like that one most, but I call them. They're like, yeah, you come in, we'll give you a ticket. And it means your thing is secured. You just have to come into the front and pay the deposit of $300 with the bundle. I was like, how long am I going to have to wait to that? She's like, oh, maybe an hour and a half. I said, okay, no, maybe not. I call Sunridge. That's like closest to my house. I'm like, do you still have? Like, I saw the website. It said they have. I'm like, do you still have? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what's the lineup like? She's like, there's no one here. I'm like, excuse me? She's like, oh, we actually just like about a moment ago, she's like, maybe about half an hour ago, we finally kind of caught up to all the lineup. I'm like, okay. I went to her. I went to Sunridge. I talked to the lady there. She's like, yeah, the lineup was all the way to like, call it spring. Like it was on the other side of like the loop. You know,
Oh,
if you've ever been,
geez. Yeah, because it loops around like the whole store, like around the elevators, right?
Yeah. So it's on like the other side of the elevator. And I'm like, holy smokes. And I'm like, you're telling me you still had stock after that? She's like, yeah, we just had a lot. I'm like, there's no way. And yeah, dude, I got one. And then after I got one, your Costco order got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like sitting there, I'm like, wow, hindsight's 2020. I could have literally just walked into a GameStop after work, no effort, and pre-ordered one. I wouldn't have had to like go online and fight with queues online and fight with websites crashing, blah 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 blah, or even line up. Like even those people that lined up in the morning, I didn't even need to do that in hindsight.
Yeah.
So
And then fast forward to the next day.
yeah,
I'm around Sunridge, and I'm like thinking about, because I really want to just trade in my OLED for this Switch. I really don't think I need the OLED and then a Switch 2, right? And then if you order online from GameStop, like technically your credit card gets charged, it gets shipped to you kind of deal. So I was thinking like if they do have a trade-in promo, that's gonna be annoying to like bring it back in and get them to do all that stuff when I could just do it in person at the same time. So I went in there and I pre-ordered another one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cancel my other pre-order, or if somebody else that wants it, or I know.
Yeah, I can't remember, but like I remember all my friends, like eventually they all ended up securing through this GameStop thing. They all went to different GameStops in the city and they managed to get one.
Yeah.
So like kudos to GameStop. Like I love the in-person thing. It's way better than fighting with crashing websites and scalpers and stuff like that. And then even their online system seemed like it was better than the other websites too, because you managed to get like 3 on the online, right?
Yeah. So I think what it was is like once they like cleared you for the queue, because I didn't like try and spam refresh. But once they add you to the queue and you clear in, you can just like use their website, and that's how I like was able to log into my account and then my friend's account and all of that stuff. Yeah. So it worked great for me, at least. But it did sell out online pretty like quick.
It did sell, yeah. But the next day they still had some, and they ended up redistributing them to different stores. Like if some stores sold out and some stores still had availability, they like moved, they distributed them. So on Friday, yesterday, you could have still got one, which is when you went. And till today, in some select GameStops, they still have availability. I'm looking here on the website, like Brookville, Ontario, Cornwall, Ontario has.
Calgary's finally
Cambridge,
sold out.
Ontario.
No availability.
I think Calgary's finally sold out everywhere. Yeah, but not Alberta. Like we still have some in.
Edmonton still has some. West Edmonton Mall.
Medicine Hat still has. Lethbridge, Red Deer.
Yeah, Red Deer has it.
Sherwood Park. Yeah, no, there's.
It seems like Nintendo wasn't joking about the wide availability, at least here in Canada. I don't know how we got allocated this much, but we did.
Do you think scalpers got burned?
Oh, 100% in Canada.
I think they got burned, dude. I don't like it. If you still want one, you could get one. I think those online scalpers are screwed. No one's buying this for like,
but how easy is it for them to just cancel their pre-order, which is like the shitty part. Like all of our Switches are accounted for, so like I have no issue with it. But like really, I feel like there should be some recourse for some people that like pre-ordered a bajillion and then like was planning to just resell them.
Yeah. And we'll see. Time will tell. I wonder what the availability is going to be like at launch as well.
Yeah. I'm a little bit concerned that we might not all get them on like the launch date, which I mean, I guess I don't care as long as I get one within the trade-in promo period.
I think me and you will get yours and mine. We'll go to, we'll line up midnight launch, which is exciting. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah. So. I'm also like very hesitant to do a midnight launch if I'm doing a trade-in because I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, that guy in the lineup. I mean, call them. Is there even a trade-in promo? I think you should look into this.
So they have, I did talk to the GameStop employee. They aren't sure yet. They say that they usually do. But I mean, I also don't want to be like that asshole that comes in and is like, yeah, I want to trade in my Switch and then take like 15 minutes trying to help me transfer my Switch over.
You snooze, you lose. That's how it is.
Yeah.
What date is the 5th of June?
Oh man, let me take a look.
Yeah, it's a Thursday. Colin's sick the next day. The last time I did a midnight launch was God of War Ragnarok at GameStop South Trails. Yeah, that was really good. That was fun. I freaking took that, went back home, and they did it earlier, so it was actually midnight Eastern time. So I actually got them at 10 p.m. By the time I went home, by the time I put the download disc, it was like a work night. A Wednesday, it was an absurd release date. I can't forget that. It was like November 7th.
Yeah.
November 9th, 2022. And yeah, dude, by the time the game downloaded and I got in, it was already like midnight. I stayed up till 2 a.m. I was cooked the next day. Yeah.
I think mine was my Spider-Man 2 Collector's Edition. I just wanted to pick it up.
Yeah. Okay, man. Yeah. So was, I like doing this kind of stuff, to be honest with you. I like the rush of like trying to secure something like this, a limited product. I know we did it with the 30th anniversary accessories, the controllers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was
not too long ago. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, we didn't secure the big ticket item though.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm looking at these controllers that we got right now. I'm like, they're still in the box. Maybe time to sell them so I could pay for this thing.
Yeah. Well,
but there was
news confirmed that we will be covering the Nintendo games going forward still.
Yeah, we have not abandoned Nintendo just yet. But I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room. We talked last week about the cost of the accessories in Canada because they were revealed. What wasn't revealed was the cost of the games. And as we were trying to pre-order this console, all the games went up, and we got a taste of like what the heck we're dealing with. And holy smokes, it's brutal. Like, it's brutal. I'm gonna go through this list right now of what we found out. Mario Kart World.
Hold on. Are you sharing your screen?
No, I'm not. I could share.
Yeah. Let me see if I can share my screen.
It's kind of tricky because some outlets had some games and other outlets had some other games. So there's not a full list anywhere, but I could try and back and forth. How do I share my screen here?
Oh, it is telling me if I want to share my screen, I will have to. It might work. Do you see it?
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's see what we've got here in terms of.
You could go down and see pre-order.
Switch 2.
There's a Switch 2. Yeah. Pre-order now. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV, which is an $80 Switch 1 game. So this is the Switch 2 version that comes with a DLC. 115 Canadian dollars. That is $35 more. $35 more for a Switch 2 version, which seemingly doesn't actually provide any like performance boost, because I mean it's just Mario Party. Like, what performance boost do you need? It just provides this DLC that has mouse controls. $115, $35 increase. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which also is just a DLC as well, $115 as well. Another $35 increase. Insane. Donkey Kong Bonanza, which isn't out just yet, comes out in July, $100. So $20 more than Switch games. Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 is a classic, but Street Fighter 6, yes.
Wait, when did Street Fighter 6 release? Was that last year?
No, it was 2023 July or June. June 2023. $85 for a game that you could probably get for a lot cheaper right now on PS5. Also a PS4 game, may I mention.
Yeah.
Mario Kart World. We already knew this. This was the tough pill to swallow. $10. $30 more than Switch games. Apparently the digital version here is $100 in Canada. The physical is $110. Obviously me and you pre-ordered the bundle for $700, which means we save $40 on this game.
Yeah. Street Fighter 6 on Steam right now, $55. That's without any discounts.
Without discounts. I mean, that's absurd. That is absurd. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, a $90 Canadian Switch game. That was the only $90 Switch game this last gen. That was the only one that they charged $90 for. $115. So a $25 increase on that. Like $115. That's a crazy price, man. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, an $80 Switch game, which is, by the way, from the Wii U console generation. $100. This Damon times Machina game, we already saw this previously, is $100. Look at this, dude. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, $85.
Who is buying Story of Seasons for $85?
If you go up a little bit there.
Yeah, sorry.
So actually, I guess I'll cut to the chase. This was a new story I was going to bring up later, but it's been confirmed that Madden is coming back to Nintendo consoles, and Madden NFL is up for pre-order for $90 on Madden NFL 26, up for pre-order $90 on the Switch too. There's some other third-party games here, which I'm not too familiar with. Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, $100. Okay, Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition. This is a 2021 game that you could have bought for $40 on the PlayStation Store. $80, full price. Bravely Default, $55.
That's a remaster, so whatever. Yeah. That's the cheapest game you can buy right now.
Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, which comes with the Phantom Liberty DLC, is 100 Canadian dollars. Listeners, if you are on PlayStation, last month they had a spring sale where you can buy Cyberpunk 2077 for $30 Canadian. And you can buy the DLC for $30 Canadian, or you could buy the Ultimate Edition that has both for $60. Cyberpunk 2077 is arguably going to be a better experience on a PS5 than a Switch 2. $100. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I think there's one more that isn't shown here, and it is Yakuza 0.
That one's not on here.
Yeah, that one, I believe, if I am not mistaken, was also $80. And Yakuza 0 is a game from, 2016? Is that right? Does that sound right?
I think so. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm checking something else as well. Let me see Hitman though. Game.
Yeah, check the Hitman price on you could on Steam or whatever.
That's the World of Assassinations, right?
Yeah, so Hitman World, it was actually Hitman 3, and then they basically took Hitman 3 off the store and released a different version of Hitman 3 called Hitman World of Assassination.
Yeah, that one's 2022.
Yeah, so it includes everything from Hitman 3 and Hitman 1 and 2.
Jeez. Yeah. So the one I'm looking at, so it hasn't updated on here, is Metaphor ReFantasio. So I think on the Best Buy website.
Yes. So LeBabins posted this, and this was like, the Band-Aid's coming off. Was it, which outlet was it? Best Buy was it?
Here. Let me see if I share this tab instead.
I guess the listeners. Oh my God, there it is. An update on the MSRP for Metaphor ReFantasio, which is a game that came out last October for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S for $90.
$99, $100. So it's trickling out to the other game companies, I guess.
Yeah, I meant it when it released, it was $90 MSRP.
Yeah.
And here is a $10 price increase on the MSRP for an old game that's already been out to bring it up to $100 to match some of these Switch 2 prices. We already remember Silent Hill F, which was already up for pre-order on a bizarre $100 before this whole Switch game thing came out. And we were like, that's weird. Is that a mistake? Yeah, there you go.
$100.
It's trickling in, man. And I don't know. Is there anything else that's not Switch that's been kind of...
Yeah, even GameStop is $100 for Silent Hill F.
So this is bad, bro. This is bad. Like, these are some insane price increases. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a grim future for games. $100 games per pop now, plus digital DLC, at least 120.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it seems like. Which for me now, it kind of cements where I sit on this console. Yeah, I'm an enthusiast. I want to be on every platform. I want to have access to any game that I want, right? So as a result, I still feel the need that I want in on this. I know it's the Zeitgeist, the new freaking thing coming out. I want to be part of that day one discussion. I want to try this thing. I want to see the mouse controls. I want to see what it feels. I want to play Mario Kart. I want to play more, Switch exclusives. But I am going to be very cautious with the money I spend on this platform now because of this. Like, I have to start voting with my bucks to some extent. And I don't know if you're kind of on the same boat with me, but you know what? A Switch game comes out. If it's not like top tier, guess what? I'm not buying it for $100,
Yeah,
like
I also agree.
Yeah, your Pokemon ZA, maybe I would have bought that for 60 or 50. You want to sell it for $100? I'm not buying it. I don't know, this Kirby game, I know Sakurai is working on it, but maybe I'm not buying that for $100. This Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah, you know what's scary? Like, these prices of these games are going up, but then also the idea that you never own your game and digital editions of games, you can't resell it. So another idea that we were talking about is, we'll play a copy of it, get enough to be able to review the game,
sell our copy,
and then sell our copy. Because
Or
that's
buy a
what
copy
normal
secondhand.
people will end up doing, because that's realistically what is going to happen. If without being able to resell our copy, that's $100 for a digital download. You might not revisit again.
Don't forget, they're trying to dissuade you from doing that by selling the physical editions for more.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart World is $110 in Canada for the physical edition. It's $100 for the digital edition. So they're penalizing you for trying to do that. Oh, you want to save some money by buying the physical? Well, we'll take it up from up top, skim it from on top, and then you try. Dude, this company is some bad stuff, man. I mean, I know we always talk about Nintendo like it's this cheery thing with family-friendly games.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this is like EA and Ubisoft don't do this, or Tencent. Like, this is brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah, and then even like we went through this, their world tour, their tutorial of the game or whatever. Same idea.
$10 for world tour. Joy-Cons 130. Pro controller 110.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that the Joy-Cons cost more money than the Pro controller.
$130. That's insane. It's insane. Yeah, so I think I really have to be a little bit more like I don't know what the word is, but I just like I'm not going to buy a third-party game that is on another platform or previously released on another platform on the Switch 2. I'm not going to play I wanted to buy Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch 2 to play it, to review it, to see what it feels like on the Switch 2. I'm telling the listeners now, I'm not doing that. If I could buy Cyberpunk, and I would rather play it on PlayStation anyway or on PC, I'm not buying it on Switch 2, for example.
Yeah, there's a lot of new arguments right now that the best gaming combo to have is your Switch and then a PC, because your PS5s and your Xboxes will be on PC, and then your Switch will be on your Nintendo exclusives will just be on your Switch.
If you want to go the illegal route, just your PC.
Yeah, I mean,
because those Nintendo exclusives will also be on your PC.
Yeah. Did you see that somebody had snuck out I don't know if it's a production or like it's a quality testing Switch 2, but somebody had snuck one out of the factory and they were like trying to figure out a way to like get into it and hack it.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder if it will get cracked pretty quick, but I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens with that community there.
No, I did not. Yeah, I didn't come. I mean, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I feel like Nintendo always gets their stuff hacked first. Like, in terms of like just like scouring the websites and stuff, like, yeah, there's ways to like hack PS5s, but usually it's pretty like rare. And I don't know why that is, but it seems like, 3DSs were very common to be hacked, GBAs, even the Switches, like the first version of the Switch, where they forgot to like remove this physical way to like access DRM mode or whatever.
I remember someone playing Breath of the Wild on a PC at like 4K.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, there's better ways to experience some of the Nintendo games than just the Switch.
But yeah, to summarize, like I'm not third-party game that's already out. I'm not playing it on the Switch. I'll buy it for cheaper on sale off, any other platform. If it's a first-party game, well, it better be a good first-party game, because Kirby and the Forgotten Land's a good game. I'm not buying it for $110, $15. You got to be you got to be Breath of the Wild, Zelda, or like Mario Kart or something. So I don't know. It just right now the way I see it is Metroid Prime 4, the Dusk Bloods. I'll play Mario Kart World, and I already have copies of Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Maybe I'll dish out the extra $20 to play the to play DLC it in whatever. Yeah, but that's it. I'm not spending any more money on this other stuff.
Yeah. I remember sending you this meme when the Switch 2 first got announced. No. With the screenshot of the homepage for Switch 2. Like the UI. It was like basically to show the UI, and it was like, this will be what my homepage looks like because I can't afford any other games for the Switch 2. Yeah. It's just empty other than Mario Kart World, which comes bundled with it. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's not good stuff. Also, we've been discussing the whole game key card stuff, right? And and physicals, are they really physicals? Is it just a digital download and stuff like that? And we've gotten an idea with this pre-order which games are actually physical and which games are keycard. And brother, I would say, I mean, first it was the ones in Japan first kind of were revealed, and we were like, oh, that's not looking good. And now we know which ones they are in Canada. And the way you know is they actually have kind of like a warning label at the bottom of the game cart, right by where the ESRB rating is. It says game key card, right? It says full game download via internet required. So basically all it is it's a license on your cartridge. Tell the internet that you own this game and you can download it. Of the games that we listed, Madden NFL 26, game key card. Raidu Remaster, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, game key card. What else do we have? Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, game key card. Bravely Default, HD Remaster, game key card. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, game key card. Sonic Time Shadow Generations, game key card. Street Fighter 6, Year 1 and 2 Fighters Edition, game key card. Yeah, that's the ones I see here. The first party ones seem like they're physically on the cartridge. Mario Kart Bonanza, Mario Kart World, Kirby, Zelda and Breath of the Wild editions of the game, Mario Party Jamboree. Cyberpunk, surprisingly, is not a game key card, which is a shocker to me. Rune Factory is not. Same with Damon times Machina Titanics. I don't even know what that title of that game is. It's absurd. Yeah. Story of Seasons is not a game key card. So about 50% of the third party ones, a little bit more maybe, which is insane. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Hitman. I guess Hitman 3 as well too is game key card. There's this weird warning thing on the bottom of the. Is this includes Nintendo Switch Game Nintendo Edition upgrade pack?
Yeah, that one. I don't think that one is the one that tells you. You have to like look into certain spots. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Okay, let's be honest. After the Nintendo Direct, I feel like we've been kind of dunking on this console the whole time, right? And then we still went and bought it like a bunch of clowns, but that's a side story.
Yeah.
And it seems like all this bad news has not slowed down anything about this console. It has been predicted that it is going to be the biggest console launch in history. This is from Pelham Smithers, Japan-focused equity research house. And this is via Bloomberg. As Japan accounts for a third of global Switch installation base, it implies 6.6 million pre-orders globally. They think the pre-orders are going to outpace the PS5 pre-orders, but with the caveat that PS5 suffered severe stock shortages in the first year because we were in the height of COVID and they couldn't push out these units as fast as people wanted to buy them. But yeah, PS5 was 4.5 million units during the first 2 months of the market. Same with PS4. This, they're saying, is going to hit 6 mil. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the best-selling console of all time. We'll see. It's usually most consoles will sell more at launch if there was the stock available, but people struggled the first few months.
But it seems like we experienced, the stock is technically there for the most part.
Well, in Canada.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's issues in Japan and the US.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reading here that Nintendo says a significant number of Japanese players will miss out on the Switch 2 pre-order lottery, which I believe is direct from the Japan, the My Nintendo, which is crazy. 2.2 million people applied for the My Nintendo pre-order lottery. And they're basically saying we're not going to meet that, folks. Like,
yeah, I think we were looking at the numbers when we were sitting down together, just like talking about getting our pre-orders, and I think it was like Switch 1 was like 500k pre-orders or something like that, and then this is like massive. It's like their biggest ever amount.
Yeah, I mean, vote with your dollars. This is why this company can keep doing this, because people want it. Also, interesting to note, less than 3% of Japanese players are trying to pre-order the Switch 2 region-free version, because if you recall, there's a locked Japan-only Switch that's cheaper by like $100 and then there's the region-free one that we're pre-ordering in Japan as well, but only 3% of people want it. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this as well. It does make sense because, I mean, if we had one, you were saying, wouldn't you just buy that?
Yeah, if I could buy
and
one.
It's cheaper. You're not going to play anything else that's like Japanese unless you can read Japanese, right?
Yeah, if I'm gonna buy a $500 one, I'd much rather buy that than a $700 one.
Yeah, there are some rare people that like do play those region that do want a region free like Switch because they like want to play like Japan exclusive games.
Yes, of course. Yeah, and there are plenty of those as well.
But yeah, I guess that's reversed because like I'm sure every single game that will come out on Switch will have some sort of Japanese edition.
Yeah, it's yet to be. The other thought I had, actually, this is a good point that you bring up, Durwin. A buddy of mine is planning on going on a Japan trip, and shout out to Mo's TCG, the king of Pokemon cards and all TCG in general. Number 5 top seller on eBay Canada. Go buy from him, baby. And he has a card show right now, actually, at the New Horizon Mall.
Well, is it? It's Comic-Con this weekend. I'm surprised he's not there.
Do they do cards there?
I'm sure they probably do. I mean, they do all things nerd, dude. So we'll just kind of jump forward. Like we watched a movie together yesterday. I literally
jump to the chase. Okay, you're really getting ahead of it. Okay.
So just because Comic-Con's on right now, so I'm like driving to the theater, and like I look beside me, and some elf is driving the car beside me. I just like looked over. I was just like, oh,
that's what we're doing now.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. It's like some chicken like elf ears and like an elf wig. And I was like, oh my god,
that's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Anyways, okay. Sorry to sidetrack that.
Digress. I don't even know how I got here.
Cards. We're talking about TCG friends.
Yeah, but why did I talk about my TCG friend? Where was I? Oh, okay. So he's planning on going to Japan, and he looked into it, and apparently the cost of the games in Japan is also cheaper. Like all these Canadian prices that I mentioned, if you convert from Japanese yen to CAD, those games are cheaper. So he's like, I'll just buy a bunch of games from there. And I'm like, you know what? That's an idea, right? Mm-hmm. You could just buy them from Japan, and then we don't have to pay the money, right? And then I was wondering, I'm like, are those games region locked too? Like, if I buy a game from Japan, is it going to run on my Switch?
Well, it would be the question would be, is our Switch region locked?
But then our Switch isn't region locked. So
is that confirmed?
Theoretically run games from Japan? If it right?
North American Switch 2 region locked.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not, Durwin. So if that's the case, then we should be able to run those games, no?
The North American Switch 2 will not be region locked, correct?
So I could buy games from Japan and play them.
Mm-hmm. So you could. So actually, I don't know if like a lot of our viewers know this, but like on AliExpress, you can sometimes get discounted Switch games as well.
Ooh, that's pretty sick too.
Mm-hmm. And they are like the same idea. They were released, I think, to probably most likely China, but then the conversion is cheaper there, or like I guess it's sold cheaper there. So you can get like discounts on like most likely like first party Switch games. But I mean, if China isn't getting a Switch this year or this time around, then we won't probably have those. But maybe from Japan.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy from like Japanese outlets that ship to internationally.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. It is yet to be seen, but that might be an idea as well to get these cheaper. I mean, we really have to try. We can't just show up and buy these games day wet for the price.
Yeah, it just takes like forever to ship here, and then if there's like any import fees and stuff, it kind of takes away from the discount that you get.
Yeah, we'd have to calculate it. All right, man. I think that's enough Nintendo. We're boring everyone out with this who's not interested in this console, but it is everything that's been on the news like crazy. But we could move on to some other good news, actually. Good news. So we have discussed several times on the episode the heavily rumored Oblivion remaster, which was all the talk in April. Like every week, Jeff Grubb or some other insider was saying, yo, this thing's going to drop any week now. It's going to drop tomorrow. It's the end of this week. It's coming now, whatever. Finally,
they're just gaslighting you. yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, everybody was freaking out, right? Finally, on Monday, it gets teased by Bethesda to say, tune in tomorrow or the Tuesday, and then we're going to reveal it. So it was legit. They reveal it on Tuesday. Boy, oh boy, does it look good. Does it look like a good remaster? It's not done by Bethesda themselves. It's done by, what's their name? But like Bethesda helped like supervise the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual group that worked on it
was Virtuos?
Not them. Virtuos, yeah. Yeah. So what other games do these guys make? Oh, are they making Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater? Or are they just like credited on it because they're helping. I mean, they're credited on Hogwarts Legacy. It looks like they do a lot of support. They're like a support studio that helps with a lot of games. But yeah. A very good showing. It looks great. It honestly, they called it remaster. This is the first time I've seen a development studio call something a remaster when really it's actually a remake. Like they downplayed what I actually saw there. They've overhauled some of the combat system. They've overhauled some other like game mechanics and stuff like that. The game looks absolutely beautiful. And yeah, dropped it the same day to Game Pass. I think it's $50 USD as well on all platforms, and like so 67 or something in Canada. No physical edition announced yet, but yeah, you could get on it on Game Pass if you want, or on anything, PS5 and Steam as well. So looks good. I told my brother, who I previously trolled about Elder Scrolls 6 when I told him on April Fool's the Elder Scrolls 6 release date got leaked, and he was freaking out. And I told him April Fool's, but this time I told him, he's like, I don't believe you. I'm like, nah, bro, it's actually happening. And he watched it and he was jubilant. But he's pissed off right now because he's in Malaysia or Thailand. I can't keep track of his steps right now. But yeah, he doesn't have his Xbox with him, and his PC apparently won't run it. His gaming laptop won't run it. So he's kind of like freaking out. He's like, I need to play this. How do I get back?
He's got to ship him a console.
Yeah, maybe. Are you going to hop into this, Durwin? I haven't had a chance. I really want to hop into this. No? Come on, man.
I'm all my time right now is going to Clair Obscur.
Okay, we'll get to that. Yeah, I've downloaded it. I've been meaning to get in, but no time. Busy work week. No time. It's the remaster has hit 4 million players in 5 days. And there was one funny thing that they did. They left some of the original dialogue from the original Oblivion, where there was like this dialogue blooper. You can watch the video. It's this this voice acting segment where literally the voice actress says, let me do that again. And they didn't cut it out. And then she just repeats the same line.
Yeah. I mean, those are like things that like give the game some charm sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they also gave out those free keys to the Skyblivion team.
Yes. So that was a question I had for you last week, because while this was being rumored, there's a known remaster / remake of Oblivion in the Skyrim engine called Skyblivion. So we were wondering, are they going to get a cease and desist Nintendo style?
They didn't.
They know.
So that's coming out later this year too.
Yeah. So 2 different Oblivion remaster / remakes. One fan made, one official. But yeah, Bethesda gave the Skyblivion team Oblivion remaster keys. I mean, this is a feel good story for sure. They could have shut them down, but I mean, I think Bethesda respects the modding community just because they know how much their games get modded and how much it's actually critical to the actual experience of Elder Scrolls games. So Bethesda Oblivion remaster out now. Moving on to some Sony news, we got a Ghost of Yotei trailer, cinematic trailer, release date, and pre-order announcement. Ghost of Yotei coming out October 2nd, baby, this year. They don't care about GTA 6. They're putting their foot down, and I respect it. There's a pre-order is May 2nd, and there is a big big deluxe edition, big collector's edition thing as well. And boy, oh boy, that trailer was fire. Absolute fire. Oh my God, man. I am so excited.
Dude, I told you about it at the beginning of this week. And you know what Mo said to me? He's like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, I'm not too interested in it. And then he finally watches it before we start this show. And he freaks out. He loses his mind.
Okay, I feel like I need to defend my case. I did not say I don't care.
He was about to blackmith this again.
No, I was not gonna blackmith Ghost of Yotei. There's no way, dude. I'll just be honest. I'm a big Sucker Punch fan. Going back to like Sly Cooper days, like Sly 2 and Sly 3 are some of my most favorite games of all time. And I love Sucker Punch as a development studio, and I was a big fan of Ghost of Tsushima, which you haven't played yet, by the way. So don't be shaming me.
I'm still playing it. I'm playing the parts that you haven't. I'm playing the DLC.
It's true, yeah. So when Ghost of Tsushima first got announced back in like, what was it, like 2017, 2018 maybe? It was like, it shot to the top of my hype list, and I was there for day one when that game came out. I love Ghost of Tsushima so much. It's like one of my favorite games of all time as well, or from this like console generation at least. So obviously, naturally, when they announced Ghost of Yotei, I was excited to see what they showed. But I'll be honest, like the first few trailers and things we saw, I was like, I don't know, this looks different, but not really that different. I don't know about this protagonist. I don't know, like, because it's not Jin Sakai, it's a different different story altogether, just the same kind of theme, same Japanese setting. I was like, I don't know. I was getting cold feet. I was like, I didn't know if they could hit that peak again. But bro, this trailer was hype. And it looks dark. That game looks dark.
Yeah, major revenge story.
Yeah.
Against gangsters, I guess? Or would they be?
I don't know what the word would be. I don't think it would be gangsters. Maybe some type of outlaws, some type of Ronin that don't conform. Yeah, it's not very clear. But it seems like it's Japan on Japan violence, not Japan on Mongol violence. Yeah. And it's really I think it's really leaning into the ghost thing, not so much the samurai thing. Like these people don't seem like the people involved don't seem like they follow samurai code and law and there's honor and stuff like that. This seems like some really dark, gritty stuff.
Yeah, I think the ghost play will be brought to the next level, right? Because you're also playing as like a female.
A female too, yeah.
Yeah.
And like for Ghost of Tsushima on face value, if you just look at it or you look at some cutscenes or you look at some cinematics, it looks like it's this very beautiful, vibrant open world game, which it is exactly all of that. But it also has very dark undertones, and it's a very dark story. And like the world is to some extent, it's like this contrast of like this absolute natural beauty, but this oppressive situation that's happening with the Mongol invasion of Tsushima Island. Like a lot of the villages you go to are decimated. There's always like dead people everywhere in that world. You know what I mean? And even some of the plots along the way, like it gets dark, right? And it is kind of like a sad ending. So this feels the same way, but even more. Like there's this like terrible thing that happens or is happening, but then there's, you know, this beautiful world on horseback, you know, these vistas and this color palette. Where does this game take place again? Exactly?
I think it's like 1,000 years later, right?
Takes place in 1603. I don't think it's 1,000. Maybe it's like 500 years later. But like where in Japan is my question.
Hokkaido, then known as Izo, in 1603. And it's 329 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay. Yeah. Where did you find... Oh, Hokkaido. There we go. Hokkaido's... Is that the northern island?
I think so.
Well, that's like where the... Oh, yeah. That's like the least populated island, isn't it, too? That looks like an interesting setting. Really interesting. Yeah. That's where the Anu people are from. The indigenous people of the island. Oh, my God. I am excited for Ghost of Yotei. October 2nd release date. Put it in your calendar, folks.
Yeah.
This is going to look good.
Yeah. I'm glad we don't have to rent a PS5 in order to play it, though.
Yeah, so I think we talked about this a few weeks ago where they're rolling out this renting a PS5 service in select stores, and I think they started in Japan, but it's very popular in Japan, and stores all across the board are selling out. I mean, I feel like it makes sense for some gamers. Like some people, maybe they are PC only or they're Switch, and they want to play some PlayStation, Sony games. So they rent it out to play the game they want to play.
And you have to think about it, like it takes space too, and in certain parts of like Japan, space is like a luxury.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you really want a console that's always sitting there on your TV stand, which is probably tiny?
In your closet that you live in downtown Tokyo?
Yeah, basically, right? So it makes sense. Or like, I mean, they also sometimes have like net cafes. So like they might not even own a PC. So like rent a PS5 real quick, play your game, you can return it. You'll really own nothing. You won't own the piece of hardware you're playing on, and you won't own the games.
For some people that works, and that's completely fine. So more power to them. The PlayStation themes are back. The retro themes for PS1, 2, 3, 4. But the PS1 boot animation seems to be missing. Now, these themes were added when we had the 30th anniversary thing. They took them off for a little, and then they said, actually, we're going to bring these back and make them like a staple. Like you could switch your settings on your PS5 to have these boot up themes. So I don't know. That PS1, I wonder if you could get boot ups for like the PS2 and 3 and like 4 animations. But I'll look into it tonight. Maybe I'll turn on my PS5 and see what I could play around with. Moving on to some general kind of multi-plat news. We already talked about Madden 26 coming to Switch 2, which is the first time Madden coming to Nintendo console since God knows when. I have no idea. I can't keep track of that. It's been a minute. But it also won't be on last gen consoles, Xbox One and PS4, which I read this and I thought, wait, these games are still coming out for PS4 and Xbox One, and we're in 2025, so the 25 versions came out for both consoles. So that's been 5 iterations: 2020, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goes to show how slow this console generation has been to kick off, and how it really feels like it never kicked off, and now we're already talking about PS6s and stuff.
Yeah, that or you don't need a PS5 to run Madden.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. But yeah, I think there's still more. Is there more PS4 users than PS5? I wonder what the numbers are. They're probably like even now because of, or maybe a little bit more swinging towards the PS5 side of things. Speaking of EA and Madden, EA Skate won't be playable offline, and they're still confirming a 2025 early access launch. Yeah, more of the digital world we've been talking about there. EA Skate has been notoriously MIA for a while now, and people have been talking about, like, all the Skate fans, is it going to come back? Is it going to come back? What's going on with it? They showed it, and then I think they showed it a couple of times where, like, they barely had anything to show. So we'll find out how that early access launch goes, if it happens 2025. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 voice actors already recording lines for the rumored 2027 sequel. This is from Insider Gaming. 2027 seems like a long ways away. So 3 more years. That would put, because the first one was 2020.
2 more years, right?
Yeah.
2 more years, yeah.
First one was 2020. Second one was 2024. And third one, they're saying 2027. Puts them 3 years apart each.
Mm-hmm.
Or 4 years apart between the first and second one. I'm excited. I loved it. Like, I cannot emphasize how much I love Final Fantasy VII, which is a game I did not play when I was younger. And I was late to get into Final Fantasy. Like, franchise altogether. Like, this game is just... Oh my god, the theme song's playing in my head. I cannot wait for this. Split Fiction is getting a film adaptation starring Sydney Sweeney and is directed by Wicked's director. So I think we reported about this, or we might have read about it in passing like 2 weeks ago. It's happening. I mean, this game's been out for 3 months, and already they're...
Do we still have a studio? Do we have a studio that's doing it yet, or no?
Well, I mean, if they already saying Sydney Sweeney is going to be in it, I mean, I feel like they should have something written in some type of something. I don't know.
By John M. Chu.
I think it's a leak, though. I don't think there's like an official announcement, so maybe that's why. Speaking of Sydney Sweeney, she's apparently producing a movie as well. I didn't know Sydney Sweeney produces movies, but she's producing this Michael Bay directed Outrun movie, and I believe this game is I believe it's a Sega game. I don't know if it's a Sega Genesis game. So I didn't realize there was much of an interest in this IP to make a movie about it, but
they will make a movie about anything.
I'm going to switch around the show notes a little bit here because we've been talking about Sydney Sweeney, who is in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is Margaret Qualley, who Kojima has revealed the reason for wanting her in Death Stranding. Absurd. So he tweets, I saw this and offered her the role of Mama Lockney in Death Stranding. The video is this commercial that Margaret Qualley did back in 2016 for a clothing brand called Kenzo World. And it is literally the most absurd 3.5 minute ad I've ever seen. She's literally doing the most like obnoxious, jittery, but also artistic like dance while this like freaking Jamaican dance hall music is playing. It's pretty cool, but I don't know what this has to do with Death Stranding. Kojima's a freak, bro.
Yeah, he wanted to see her feet.
Yeah, that's what it is. I wonder if Margaret Qualley's feet are in Death Stranding. Is she in the first one, or
she's in the first one? Yeah. She plays one of the characters in there.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Kojima. And some tidying up here, we got a release date for a game I'm looking forward to that Durwin thinks looks like absolute garbage. That is FBC Firebreak from, what is their name? The Alan Wake
Remedy?
Guys. Yeah, Remedy, which is a 3-player co-op first-person shooter set in the Control universe. Releasing June 17 on Xbox Game Pass Day 1 and PS Plus Day 1. And $40 USD on Epic Game Store Steam. Looking forward to that. I know you think it looks like garbage, but I feel like it'd be a fun one to play around with.
Garbage.
We got some news of an unannounced Blade Runner game canceled at Supermassive Games. Supermassive is the developer of some of those horror kind of interactive games like Until Dawn and the Dark Pictures Anthology and The Quarry. Apparently, they had this Blade Runner game in the works. Unfortunately, it is no longer going to happen. Last little tidbit we have over here is the Kingdom Come 2 director wants AI to help him make more games before he dies. And I think he's talking about game development times and costs and how long it takes to make stuff. And he's like, if I could use AI to speed stuff up so I can make more games, why not? Thoughts on that, Durwin?
I'm going to use AI to play his game so I don't have to play him.
Point, touche.
AI, play this game and write me a review. It's just stuck on the first level, just like me.
I don't know how I feel about that. I agree. It's kind of weird. If AI is making your games, that's not going to stop it from just making the whole game. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, if I could use AI to make games faster, well, if AI gets good enough, brother, it's going to make the game better than you're going to make it anyway.
Yeah.
We could just cut you out of the equation, right?
Yeah, and then it can steal the stories from any other screenwriter and make your game about that. And then
Sounds
we
like
just
a split fiction plot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like, oh, yeah. But then I also agree with him. Like, these development times are brutal, man. 4 or 5 years to make a game. 6 years, 7 years. Elder Scrolls 6, we're talking at what, 2027, Witcher 4, God knows when. Like, Cyberpunk came out in 2020 and then needed 3 years post-launch to, like, be where it needs to be.
I still think that even if the game gets created that much faster, they're gonna slow roll this because there's also the idea of oversaturation as well, right?
Well, yeah. Okay. I thought about this as well myself. I'm like, okay, yeah, Ghost of Yotei coming out 2025. It's been 5 years since Ghost of Tsushima came out. Last of Us, we don't want to when the Last of Us is, when the next Naughty Dog game
what
is.
Do you mean? There's a remake.
Yeah, the Last of Us Collector's Edition or whatever it is. But I'm like, okay, if there's some way we could speed up these games coming out, like 5 years is brutal. I mean, remember God of War Ragnarok when Santa Monica said, we can't make a trilogy. We have to shorten this up because this is going to take us like 15 years to make, right? So I understand that there's probably some type of desire to push these games out faster. But like you said, oversaturation, if we're getting all these games every 1 or 2, 3 years, who's buying all the other games, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing too is, as an adult, I actually don't feel it. There's like enough games every year that I don't even play half of the ones I want to play. And my backlog just gets bigger and bigger.
Your backlog hasn't moved, man. All you've done is add to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't care. There's plenty to play. I could wait 3-4 years for a game. Yes, some waits, like Elder Scrolls 6, this is ridiculous. Like, you know, The Witcher, what's happening at Naughty Dog, some of those wait times are ridiculous. But Ghost of Tsushima, 5 years. It's okay. I think 4 is a nice number.
Yeah. They need to slow roll this, or they run into the same situation as like what Disney was in like a couple of years ago with all the Marvel movies just being like constant, and people are like not wanting to go watch it because it's just way too much for them to keep up with.
Like, you're talking like Ant-Man, Captain America, there's Iron Man, then you have the full Avengers, and you have another Spider-Man movie, and then you have like, I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy and all these things coming out every year.
And then on top of that you have the TV shows like like all the TV shows back to back, and then like the quality seems like it's going down. You can't keep track of where all these characters are. Like, yeah, it's too much, right? Yeah. So same idea.
But I think if I was a child, this would have been brutal because growing up, do you remember growing up like PS2 console generation? Like, I would get my Ratchet and Clank game every year. But when you're a kid, time feels like so much longer, and you also have more time to play games.
And your judge of the story like isn't really there. Like, some of these stories are probably like trash, but then we're like, oh my god, the new one is out, we gotta play it.
But still, I didn't feel oversaturated during the PS2 days, and you almost got a new one from your favorite franchise every year, and you had more time to play as a kid. But it was just like, I mean, I can't imagine, like, I played Ratchet and Clank, then Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, Deadlocked, all in one console, and then Size Matters, all in one console generation. And it was like, in my head, to think that like I could have been born now and all I could have played was like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and that was it.
Yeah, because there was not another one, and then PS4 was the original Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
there wasn't another one. for that.
Yeah. I just think I'm like, whoa, that would have been brutal. Like as a kid, like you just play the one game and that's it. I mean, I know it doesn't matter to the kids nowadays because they're playing the Fortnite and Roblox anyways.
Yeah, they're playing the forever games.
Yeah, they're never going to get to experience that anyway. That's it for news stories this week. Yeah, it was a more quieter week, and I know we chatted your guys' ears off for more Switch stuff, but I'm not going to make any more promises, brother. It's Switch till this thing comes out. I'm sure we're going to get more news every single week.
Yeah, and then we'll have to do a review for the Switch 2 and like Mario Kart. We probably at least have to play a few rounds of Mario Kart together.
Yeah, so don't hate on us, guys. You should come over. We'll do like a Mario Kart like night, like a
no. We got to buy the cameras and then we can.
Yo, the cameras. Yeah. We should do,
then we'll share the laggy footage because apparently I have internet from South Korea and you have internet from
North Korea.
Yeah, from North Korea. Yeah.
Can we record an episode on the Switch cameras? Can we record our gameplay session and we just play Mario Kart for 2 hours together and we just record it?
That'd be kind of fun. Just like have it like in the background and we're just like chatting about the news as we're playing it. Yeah. That might be kind of fun.
That'd be pretty cool idea.
Like a stream almost.
But. Yeah, like a stream. We're just talking and that'd be pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Let's get into what we have been playing / watching. So I've been playing hardly anything. Again, I've had a really busy work week. I worked overtime Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and last night. I'll leave it for later, but we did something last night. And so I've not done anything since the last episode besides play Blueprints for 2 more runs. I'll get that out of the way. Then you can talk about what you want to talk about. How does that sound?
Yeah, sure.
So both of us were kind of done with Blueprints last episode.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done. I haven't. I installed.
I said I'd give it one more chance, and I've only played for 2 more runs since then. But holy smokes, both of those runs were incredible, and I'm back in. Like I am in. I want to see how this game ends. I'm afraid I might be in that spot that you said you were, where you were like figuring out stuff, and you almost like, I think I could beat this game this way. And then you just kind of hit like the RNG wall and you weren't getting the stuff you want. So you just threw your hands in there. I feel like maybe I'm just getting to that point where I'm like starting to figure out what was going on. I had a very good run where I got really close to the antechamber room, but I couldn't figure out how to open the door. Then I had a really good run where I opened the antechamber room, but I was like trying to get into the basement, but I also found the foundation room and I also found the garage and I went outside and blah, 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 blah. I guess I don't want to go too much details into what the game is and spoil it. Because, I mean, it's all about the mystery and stuff like that. But I'm feeling like I am discovering more rooms and I am figuring out more puzzles. And some puzzles I can't solve on the run I am doing. But I keep track. I'm taking photos and stuff like that, stuff that comes up on screen. So I'm solving puzzles on like other runs, right? Mm-hmm. Like I figure out how to solve a puzzle one run, but I can't access that run. And then I'm like solving it on other runs. I feel like I've gotten way better at like mapping out the floor and not blocking myself in. I just feel like I'm like discovering more things. So every run I'm just getting a little bit more dopamine and I'm like, oh, okay. If I do this, I use this key, I unlock this door. I do this, if I switch this off, and there's like, I'm discovering more rooms. I'm starting to feel this game again and I really want to see how it goes. That's Blueprints. I won't go any deeper than that, but I'm really, really looking forward to talking about it some more in some coming weeks. Once I make a little bit more progress here on the game itself. So I'll get that out of the way. You can talk about the biggest release of the week and the game that is actually tied for Blueprints on Metacritic as the game of the year.
It is way better than Blueprints. Get the hell out of here.
Come on, dude.
Get the hell out of here.
Come on.
I will. So I am in Act 1 still, so I'm like probably like 6 hours into the game.
What is the game?
Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Okay. the name's a little bit long.
Explain what the game is.
So, game is a turn-based, I want to say like literally like a very, very interactive turn-based game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not your simple like, I attack and then I wait for them to attack me and then I get an attack again. No, it's almost kind of like opposite of Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7. So that one was like, before it was like you attack me, I attack you kind of deal. And then it started turning into more of like a real time almost, where you can like run around and stuff like that. This one is like the opposite, where it's like turn-based, but then there's a bit of action in between every single time you attack, and you wait for your opponent to attack, kind of deal.
So on a spectrum of turn-based to live action to like action,
it's like the opposite almost.
So if the original Final Fantasy VII is full turn-based, and let's say Final Fantasy 16 is full action, then Clair Obscur is in between the original Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's like
yes, kind of. Yeah. There's no like running around in terms of when you're actually in battles, but there's like things you do that like are super, super important to the gameplay. If you suck at that mechanic, like you are not going to beat this game.
So you're not sitting there waiting for people to do their turns. You're constantly going.
Yeah, you're constantly going. But yeah, let's give some backstory to it first. So basically, you're in this world, which is Paris, because there's like the Eiffel Tower, and something has happened where this paintress will like change this number on this giant tower, and basically anybody that's older is wiped out. And the idea is that there's a voluntary expedition every single year when the number goes down to try and enter this island and kill the person that's painting the new number to save the world, basically.
So the number keeps dropping. It's not stuck at 33.
Yeah, so it was 34 during the prologue, and then you are Expedition 33.
So basically 33-year-olds go out to try and stop this thing because they're going to die anyway if they don't stop it? Is that what it is?
It's voluntary, so there is like a member in your party, which is like your like sister or your like the guardian too, and she's a lot younger. So it's just a volunteer army. Yeah, so action basically starts right away. You get to this island, something happens, and you're like thrown right into it. So there's not that much build up. Like I've already unlocked the third team member by that time, and yeah, all the characters kind of play a little bit different. They all have like different items. Oh my god, this game is so straightforward. I love it. The world is beautiful. The soundtrack, you know how I was talking about South of Midnight having a good soundtrack? Dude, this thing blows it out of the water.
Good to hear. I love
by the title screen, I was already like, this soundtrack is gonna like whoop South by Midnight soundtrack.
Jeez, okay.
I only heard one song. But yeah, no, like the combat music is beautiful. Each area has like kind of like a different soundtrack, man. So yeah, we'll get back to battle mechanics. There's jump, parry, and dodge. In terms of when you are done your attack, enemies attacking you, there's like different ways that you can do it. Dodge is like the easiest way to like not take any damage. There's perfect dodge as well, which gives you what they call action points, which allows your character to do like skills and stuff like that. So if you perfect dodge, then you gain more ability to access the higher and stronger spells, because each spell that you take has an action point amount to it. So if you dodge a bunch of these attacks and your action points build up, it allows you to do even stronger attacks back to the enemy.
Okay.
There's parries, which also will give you that action point if you perfect parry, but you also get to damage the opponent back if you parry properly as well. And then jump is just another like a avoidance tactic. If you jump, then you have also the ability to attack the enemy back as well.
Nice.
So
you get like
you are always
a combination of these things. You feel like it's almost like you're chaining them all up to like do better, right?
Yeah. So I think the point of the game is like you start with dodge first, which is where I'm at still, because I'm not the best at timing this stuff. But the dodge gives you like the biggest window to not get any damage, and then parry is like super tight in terms of the frames that you have to activate it on, and it gets harder as you like step up the difficulty. So this game's not like the enemy is just more of a HP sponge. The timings get tighter, and you have to be actually better at the game in order to like beat the bosses.
Okay, so it's not like your build is getting better. No, you're actually
you have to be you have to also be good if you want to like actually fight some of these bosses. There are some bosses like I've run into so far that I technically shouldn't be able to beat. Like it might be like a very hard like to beat.
Yes.
Unless you like level them up, but I was able to beat them because you like learn the enemy moves and you know when to like parry. So like it's a combination of you listening to the music itself and you seeing what's on the screen to like hit the buttons so you like perfectly parry or like perfectly dodge in order to like not die and actually beat the boss.
Dude, you ruined me, right? I'm screwed. I have more work to do. I'm going to show up to my Monday morning company meeting and look like a dummy because I'm not done all my deliverables because I played Clair Obscur this weekend. Like, you're paying for my mortgage next month if I get fired. Dude, oh my God, dude, this game.
This game blows Metaphor out of the water. Like, Metaphor
no way
is nowhere near this game for me. Like, I love the so there's like individual stats that you can build into, but it's none of that like RPG where like there's like charisma and like those stupid character traits that I don't care for. It just literally is like your might, your HP, your critical, like just very, very straightforward stats. And then on top of that, there's like certain they're called pictos, but they're basically just like ruins or skills that you can add on to boost your stats. And then like you kind of play around with like the status afflictions that you can do. But dude, I love the combat system in here. It's so direct. It feels so good when you perfectly attack. And there's like basically a timer where you have to press A usually, and it like boosts your special attack. Dude, it feels so good when you like perfectly hit both of them and you're dealing extra damage or like you're dealing extra healing to yourself. I love this game.
Oh my God. How many hours are you in?
It's 6, and I can tell you I'm going to be playing this game until I am meeting up with my friend later tonight. I'm just that's all I did today. I'm like the sweaty like neck beard right now. Like I'm actually sweaty even before this podcast started because I'm playing this game.
I love trying a game that you're not like there's some games you just buy it, you say I'm going to play this. Like I already know I pre-ordered this, I'm going to play this, right? I'm going to like it. But I love like trying a game you just want to check out, and then like you get to like a point where you're like, oh, like immediately. Like it's not like you play the whole game and then the end you're like, that was a good game. No, like it's like there's this feeling when you're like 2-3 hours in and you're like, oh, dude, this is one of those, right? This is it. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy to hear there's a turn-based RPG where you get that feeling immediately.
Yeah.
Or it seems like in a short period of time. Because that is my problem with a lot of turn-based RPGs or any Japanese games. Like, it's hours and hours of gameplay. And like for the first 10, it just feels like a drag and I can never get past it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I hate that, like, yeah, the game gets good at an hour 40. You know?
No, it's right away. Like, this story is so captivating to me.
Yeah.
Like you're still finding out like bits and pieces of like what's happening in this world, either by like the field notes and like just like stuff that you're running into. But like,
should I just buy this game? Like, should I not?
Dude, okay, so this is the crazy thing. This game is $50.
Yes,
and bro. It's developed by like 30 something people
from France. Yeah.
It is insane. Like, dude, the character models look great. The only thing I have to say is like the cutscenes are very pretty, but you can tell like there's a bit of like a mispolish to some aspects. And then like there's like this bigger map that you're kind of walking through. I wish you could like move a little bit quicker in, but other than that, like, dude, this game is so well done. The character models look great.
It looks AAA, and it's not.
And it feels AAA.
And it's
for the most
not.
Part.
It is technically an indie studio, right? This is like a AA or AAA indie sort of vibe.
That's the $50 price point.
Which is like, yeah, like you compare this to like, this is the problem. Like, it's like, okay, we had this game and Blueprints, regardless of what me and you both felt about it when it first came out. Obviously, it seems like it's a good game for a lot of people too. And then you think about some of the other games that came out this year, and it's like, dude, it's like, this is $50. And then you have games like that are like priced obnoxiously. And then we have all the Switch 2 stuff we're talking about, like games that are already like, I don't know how old, coming out for $115. And then you have stuff like this that's like game of the year level.
Yeah. Well, you can take a look at and see, we literally talked about a game, Metaphor, which is supposed to be like top tier turn based. Dude,
it's going up MSRP.
And it's $100 versus this is half its price. And I can tell you, I'm like 10 times more invested in this game. There's no chance I'm not finishing this game. I can tell you this right now.
I know it's turn-based, but what are like, is there like RPG elements like dialogue and relationships and stuff like that? Does that exist?
There's like, so here's the thing. I relate to these characters more than like characters that like you have like different types of dialogue in with, because these characters, like, you care for them. Like, I felt immediately like involved in your main character's relationship with his technically his sister and then his lover as well.
It's fire. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like involved. I don't care about picking dialogue choices. I want you as the story writer to tell me a good story.
I feel that way sometimes
so far
too. Yeah, I feel that way sometimes too about like stuff where like people obsess over like dialogue choices and stuff like that. But like I feel like most time I would rather have a curated story that you wrote, that you really spent the time to write and figure out. Like I feel like that would go more for me.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that there is going to be like a twist to this story, and I cannot wait.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really excited for that, to play this. So 92 on Metacritic, which ties it with Blueprints. But I may point out something which is absurd. I've never seen before on hardly any games. Usually user scores are pretty brutal in either direction. People giving games that are 7s, 10s, and people giving games that are 7s, like 2s and 0s. Out of 1,246 user ratings, this thing's a 9.7 on Metacritic.
Dude, this is almost rare. Like basically a 10 out of 10 for me. I can tell you this right now. I'm like so like, I'm just scratching like the first few hours, and I can already tell like it's a 10 out of 10. Unless the story somehow bombs, then I'll like drop it in terms of marks. But the combat is like my favorite thing so far. The combat, like the upgrade system for the weapons, so easy. I don't need like 50 different options of a weapon. I want select items that you can upgrade, and when you upgrade it, you actually feel the effects for. And like it clearly tells you like which stat you should upgrade in order to gain more attack power when you're actually playing the game.
Sorry, repeat that?
So like they give you a weapon and it says this weapon will increase in attack power basically if you increase like agility or your luck. And then now you know, like, if I have this weapon equipped, then I should increase my luck and whatever to like increase your attack. You don't have to like look at it and be like, oh, do I want like more HP? Do I want more this? Like, if you want more attack power, you add those two, and then your attack's strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is exciting stuff, man.
Yeah, really, and like you have like the 3 pictos that they give you, which is like the ruins, but you also have like these Lumina things that basically allow you to add more and more and more. So your party is like, you can basically have all of these extra skills equipped almost.
Okay.
Which makes your party feel so much stronger. Like, I can feel like basically as you approach endgame, you're probably going to be pretty strong. But they balance it out with like the combos being harder to read that the opponents will do you.
That's an interesting way to boost up a difficulty. That's an interesting way to spike a difficulty in a game.
Yeah, like some of these attacks are like so trippy. You're like, so I've run into the first like opponent that will like combo it up. So like it will attack like twice or 3 times normally, and then it'll do a jump attack where you have to like jump and dodge it, and then I'll follow up with some more like normal attacks that you either have to dodge or parry. And then on top of that, there's like the counter attack mechanic that the opponent is now using. So like sometimes they'll take like a different stance, and if you attack it, then it'll like attack back, but you have an opportunity to dodge them. So it always is like technically fair. You just have to be good enough to like dodge it or parry it or whatever.
It's like a get good. It's a From Software to turn-based.
Yeah, it's get good, but like honestly, you can like drop the difficulty. I'm playing in like the middle difficulty right now because I tried the hard and I was like, oh, this is really hard. Like I would probably recommend like a second playthrough after you've kind of understood the enemy attacks before you like select hard.
What's like the enemy art like? What's the vibe?
The enemy art is like kind of like they're like rock based like enemies, like or statue based enemies so far. They like kind of copied like the shoot mechanic from Persona 5, so there's like weak spots that you can target and attack. But honestly, I'm not bothered by the enemy art style at all. There's like enough variance between like all the different monster types that I'm not like, oh, this is like so recycled. Like I'm still running, like I'm obviously still like fairly new to the game, but I'm still running into like different and newer enemy types. Dude, I can't wait for you to play this.
I'm excited to play this. Yeah.
You should play for a few hours.
I should.
And then your whole weekend.
Dangerous stuff. That's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. So yeah. I'm sure we'll be talking about that in the coming weeks.
Yeah. When I finally like finish this game, I'll give you like a final rating. I won't go into like that deep of a rant into it. Who knows? But like this is a game that I'll be finishing. This is not like a metaphor where I'm like, oh, maybe I'll finish it. This is a game I'm finishing. I'm saying this right now.
You know, I'll tell you something. I'm pretty brutal for saying I'm gonna play this game and then like not playing it. You're pretty brutal for starting a game and not finishing it. And being oh, this is good. Avowed, it's great. Oh, it's boring. Blueprints is good. Oh, it's great. Ugh, boring.
I think we have opposites. I find like I'll play a game, but then I will easily like just stop playing. You just never you get very interested in all of these games and you just never start.
Well, it's just like because I'm trying to like map it out like time wise, like what I want to invest time on. So yeah, Clair Obscur. Okay, we got one more thing we want to talk about. It's not something we've played, but it's something we both watched together at the theaters on opening night, right?
Yeah, opening night. Well, I mean Thursday is opening night, but like yeah, it was the Friday. It was opening day basically.
Opening day. So we watched the Until Dawn movie. Me, you, and a buddy of mine, Hamzi. Shout out to Hamzi, the From Software King. So yeah, I mean, the reviews dropped, I think, before we went to the theaters, and I was like, oh, this is a 50 on Metacritic. Let's see what happens. And I don't know, I had a fun time.
Yeah, it was good. It's your typical like cabin in the woods scenario.
Yeah, it was very campy horror. Not the most best horror movie I've ever watched, but it was fun. I thought like it's like a fun horror movie rather than like you know.
Yeah. There's like a lot. There is gore, but there's like a lot to love in like the silly like comedy aspects of it.
Yeah. There was some elements of like I like the cast too. They're kind of like these teenagers, like older teenagers. Summer is out sort of thing vibe. It doesn't have the original cast from the game, of course. Just a new cast, but
yeah,
I don't know.
They basically just took like ideas from the game and they like remade it and repackaged it into like a movie.
Yes, the movie is like a Groundhog Day, which I don't think the game was. Turns out, before the movie started, I asked you and I asked my buddy, I'm like, have either of you actually even played this? And you guys are both like, nope. I'm like, me neither. I don't have anything to compare.
Yeah, I did go back and read the storyline for Until Dawn because there's no chance I'm playing that game. I can watch a movie like this. I don't know if I could play a game like this. Anyways, but yeah, it is. The concept isn't really there for Groundhog Day. It is basically you have to survive like the night or whatever and before help comes, basically.
In the game. There's no cycle of like dying and waking up again like there is in the movie.
Not that I read, at least.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a fun horror flick. It's not gonna be movie of the year or anything, but if you were looking for some deep, dark, uneasing horror film, you weren't gonna get that here. I mean, there was some times in that movie I was basically laughing, right?
Yeah. When they were drinking this. The dirty water.
Yeah. Don't get into too much spoilers, but there's a pretty funny scene in there. Until Dawn movie. I mean, if you want a good time, it's not too much of a commitment. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. So if you want a quick, good, silly time, I would go and watch it.
Yeah, just watch it with your buddies and like, don't take it seriously. Turn off your brain.
Arguably, the other movie that dropped like the week before the other horror movie seems to be better, which is Sinners.
Yeah, and I also watched that. That one is more so of if you liked From Dusk Till Dawn, you will love Sinners. The music is great in it. Soundtrack is like amazing, and like it's kind of like a fun campy time as well, but in a different way.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to watch that as well too. I think maybe I'll do that next weekend or something. It'll be next weekend movie.
Yeah, I think on Tuesdays they were doing like showings for it for $5.
Yeah, maybe I do Tuesday.
Yeah, you might be with a bunch of like, family and kids, but it's a fun time. Like that one is also not one that is like very deep. Like it's basically you get to meet the characters and then something happens and they're fighting vampires, right?
Fun stuff. That's it for the games we've been playing this week. Let's get into our fun segment of the week. Fun segment. We are doing a review of the games that have come out this year so far. And if we had to pick our game of the year, which one it would be and where we're sitting. Durwin, I'm going to ask you off the top of your head, your game of the year. We're April 26th here. We're about a third through the year. If you had to pick now, what is your game of the year?
It's going to be Clair Obscur.
You haven't even finished it.
I haven't finished it, but I've played enough to tell you right now confidently, like I've had more fun playing this than any other game so far this year.
Damn.
That would count. Insane. I guess Ghost of Tsushima also is like up there because I've been like, that's my backlog game. I'll like play a main game and then I'll like come back to it. But in terms of like games that are released this year, 2025, Clair Obscur. Like no questions asked. That's the one I'm
second or third. Do you have a second best game or third best game or anything?
Dynasty Warriors Origins is probably a second for me. Mm-hmm. I know that you haven't fully like played it, but I really enjoyed it. It was a very strong entry from Tecmo Koei.
What I played of it, I loved.
Like a return to form. Yeah.
What I played of it, I absolutely loved.
Yeah. And then I think my third one has to be South of Midnight.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't think that game would resonate as much, but yeah, that's good to hear. So Clair Obscur, Dynasty Warriors, South of Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And then any shout out to any games that maybe came out some other time that you're playing right now?
No, I think just so Days Gone Remastered came out yesterday. Mm-hmm. I haven't touched that.
But you want to hop in?
I do eventually want to hop in, but I don't think it's high on my list just because I've played it before. Yeah, and Clair Obscur will have my attention. I can't speak to some of the games that you're probably going to have on your list because I personally haven't played them. But
and I can't speak to yours either. Yeah,
which is crazy because we did end up buying like some of the similar games, but none of them like I think will make this list.
I have a disappointment list larger than you can imagine. My disappointment list is huge, but my actual game list is not. I don't even think I have 3 that I could tell you. I don't think so.
What do you mean? You definitely do.
Number 1 game I've played this year and finished is got to be Split Fiction, and that's come out this year, right? Split Fiction with my wife was a great time. I love Hazelight Studios games. I mean, once this got announced, I didn't even there was not even a question. I pre-ordered it. I got it. We're like 1 trophy away from the platinum. I think I'm going to just play a way out with her after this because that was the only Hazelight Studio game we haven't played yet, or Joseph Ferris game. Like we played Brothers together. Not the OG because it was a single player game technically, but the remake, which was co-op. We've played It Takes Two, Split Fiction, and we just got a way out left. I mean, I love Hazelight Studios games. Like I knew it. It's just wonderful. It's some of the best co-op gameplay ever. So if I had to pick now, Split Fiction would be my game of the year for sure. I mean, I'm trying to scratch my memory, but the only other game that came out this year that I played this year to completion and I really enjoyed was Lonely Mountain Snow Riders, which is the indie game from I believe the Lonely Mountain Downhill developer. It's a physics-based skiing game. It's about 4 hours to complete all the racetracks. I did them all, and I did all the challenges on all of them. And I played a little bit of the multiplayer, which wasn't great. The online was not good. The online functionality of that game, but it's this physics-based Zen skiing game that I enjoyed so much, and I got so good at, and I memorized all the tracks. This was in January. I loved that game. So that would be my number 2, I'd say. And I don't even think I really have a number 3 based on the other games I played this year. Mostly because I think maybe I haven't finished them. Like Dynasty Warriors Origins, I haven't finished. And I want to go back and play that. And I was really having a good time with that one. But then some of the other games I played for a bit and I dropped, like Avowed. I was kind of on the fence. I was kind of feeling it, but then I also wasn't feeling it. And I'm like, I'm not feeling this enough to commit this much amount of time with all the other games that are coming this year. First Berserker Kazan, I played the demo and I really loved, and I was really feeling too. But I was like, I don't want to buy First Berserker Kazan right now for $80 because I was playing something else and I can't remember what it is now. Assassin's Creed Shadows had good reviews. I didn't want to dish out the money for. Kingdom Come, I kind of overlooked Kingdom Come, and I still want to hop back in and try it out. But yeah, so I don't really have anything that's like crazy that came out this year that I would put on this list. I have played some games from last year that I've really, really enjoyed, and most notably Animal Well that I discussed last episode. And Animal Well just came out last year, so it was more like me catching up on my backlog from last year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right on the spot. Do you think that Animal Well would have entered your list for top games of 2024?
My top games of 2024 last year when we did the episode was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh, dude, I don't even remember. Astrobot, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, which was a DLC, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and Balatro. That's a very tight list. I don't think like Animal Well is really good. It might top any of the other like honorable mentions that I brought up last year. But the thing is, I would say objectively is better than Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is on that list for me because that was the first time I played COD in a long time, and I had a lot of fun with my friends. And it was a really good COD, and I played the campaign for the first time in a while. So I just feel like it has that like special thing where like, I mean, we were playing like private lobbies and going like,
the nostalgia factor of being able to hop back into COD, right?
Yeah, it was some heavy nostalgia. So it's tough for me to say that to move any of those other games out of there. And Balatro, man, like you can't top that. Like for
anything. There's still so many people just playing on their phones. It's insane.
But it's hard to say because if I played Animal Well when it came out in between those games, maybe my vibe would have been different. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just remembering these other games more fondly than whatever. The other game, which also I'd say in the same thing as Animal Well, I also was really good, and I don't know if it breaks that top 5 that I played this year, came out last year, was Mullet Mad Jack. That's the roguelite boomer shooter with like these cool graphics, and you go through like all these levels and stuff like that in this Japanese cyberpunk setting. I loved that game so much. Those two were just absolutely spectacular. And I can't like so excited for that. But then like some of the other stuff I played came out like, oh, I know why I didn't play, I think, Kazan, because I got like Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, that was
like that. I don't know. We played that for 2-3 days. That was the biggest waste of money. We haven't even gone back. It like died down immediately. I played it for 3 sessions.
I called it for you. Like I don't think Monster Hunter is like a game for just for me and you. Like
no, it's not for me, and I'm never gonna buy another Monster Hunter again. I think I got baited. I played Monster Hunter Worlds, and that was not a game for me. But I don't know. Wilds just showed so good, and there was all this talk about how like we're simplifying a bunch of the BS and stuff like that. And still, it's not a game for me. That's I write these stuff down. Let me see what else I played this year. But I think that's it. I don't really think I'm missing anything there. Yeah, that's it. I think I played Sayonara Wild Hearts 2, which was this small little indie game. I don't think it breaks into any of my top 10 or anything. And it's come out previously. Planet of Lana, Case of the Golden Idol in the start of the year. Those were older indie games from previous years as well, which were pretty good. I really enjoyed. I don't think they break into that echelon. But yeah, that's kind of it for me this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do we want to kind of refresh on some of the other games that came out this year and see kind of where our feeling is?
Yeah. I think we should do a recap of like what we have started and just given up on.
Yeah.
So it'll also give like people just like our impressions. Dynasty Warriors Origins.
January 17th came out.
Yeah, I played. I liked. I finished. You haven't really started. Like, would you say you started even?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've played like probably 5 or 6 hours,
mm-hmm.
which I know is only scratching the surface with that game. But I really enjoyed what I played. I think at the time I was really busy with work, and Lonely Mountain came out, and that is a very zen, chill game. So it was kind of like my end of my day. I just hop in on that and play that for a bit.
Yeah, you played Lonely Mountains. You loved it. Yeah. I didn't pick it up.
Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Yeah, I
was
said
Shadow
I would
Drop.
try and start. I didn't start. Didn't have
I
time.
I started that. It is Ninja Gaiden 2. It is a very good remaster / remake. I also kind of put on the back burner, but it seems like a very good remake. It's still the old Ninja Gaiden game, but yeah, I've been meaning to hop back into that at some point in time once this release schedule chills out, which it doesn't look like it's chilling out.
Yeah,
Till
I don't think
December.
we'll have a chance this year. If you don't like actually put time towards these games, I don't think we'll have time to come back. Unless there's like a lull next year, or maybe even sometime this year, we'll see. Kingdom
Sniper Elite
Come
Resistance.
Oh,
Sniper
yep.
Elite Resistance. I played that a bit with my brother-in-law, but also the same situation. We just couldn't coordinate a time to hop back in and play that, so we played a couple of missions co-op. It's kind of fun. And Citizen Sleeper 2, I also tried that. That was one of the big indie games of the year. And at one point in time, it was the highest rated indie game or highest rated game on Metacritic before Blueprints and Clair Obscur came out. I don't know. I can't play those games. They're almost tabletop RPG. There's a lot of text. You just roll dice. There's no real active gameplay. But people love it. They say it's really good. I tried both the original one and the second one, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I did not finish. I barely made it past the tutorial.
Yeah. You were not feeling that game, were you?
Yeah. And you didn't pick it up, but you were interested because I hated it so much.
I was on the fence with it, but then I heard really good things, and then your hate for it versus hearing the really good things was like, I was like, oh, I got to play it now because Durwin hates it, but everybody else loves it. So what is it? And I'm just like curious to find out where it sits.
Yep. Next is Warriors Abyss for me. I picked it up. I played for a few hours, haven't come back to it, but I enjoyed it. It's a hack and slash. It's a fun time.
That was the one that was shadow dropped on the Sony State of Play. It's the, what do you call it? It's like the Hades version of Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
Don't forget Civilization 7, which came out February 11th. Neither of us have played that one, but I don't know. It's a Civ game at the end of the day. There's like Civ sickos who have different opinions and feelings about it.
Avowed.
We both played
that. You touched on. I have stopped playing. I didn't get further because the enemies didn't change, and then it just got so HP spongy. So
you liked it more than I did. I really loved the combat, but I only played for the first 8 hours, and I said, this is cool, but not enough for me to.
Yeah, and we took totally different different approaches. I played it as a third person. You played it as a first person.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to me. Like, I felt like the first person was, especially spell casting.
Well, I loved spell casting as a third person, but the camera stuff was like real rough. Monster Hunter Wilds, we touched on that. We won't go any further.
Yeah, I bought it. I think I've mentioned in this one episode or something. Me and my friends, we were gonna play co-op. The co-op system was absolutely brutal. The one buddy of mine was like, I'm just gonna refund this on Steam. Me and my other friend, we just tried to coordinate something to play together, and then we couldn't, and then it just kind of died down. Yeah. I played like twice or something, and I'm just like, this is another Monster Hunter game. I don't know.
Yeah. Fragpunk came out March 6th. Neither of us touched it, right?
It was supposed to come out on console, but they delayed the console release like 2-3 days before it came out. And the console release is now end of April, so it's coming out next week. So no, I didn't touch it.
Yeah. Split Fiction, I never played. You played, you loved. One of your top games.
Yes.
What else do we have here? 33 Immortals. That was another one you touched briefly on, right?
Yes, that came out. That came out around the same time as Mullet Mad Jack dropped on the Series X. It was on Game Pass, and it's in early access. It is the game from the developers of Spiritfarer. It's early access. I usually don't play early access. I played it a little bit, and I'm like, okay, this is sick. I want to play 1.0. It's I thought it was really cool, the world you're in and the way the servers work and how you have like 33 people and you're supposed to beat this boss together and beat this dungeon together and the way you upgrade and the different worlds. I'm really looking forward to the 1.0 release for that, but I'm just going to hold my thoughts on it for now. But I did play it for a good amount of time when it came out. Yeah,
Assassin's Creed Shadows, we both didn't play. We're probably going to pick it up maybe when it's cheaper.
Yeah, you know, that whole Ubisoft thing of... putting games on sale.
Adamfall.
I played a little bit of that.
Yeah. I'm not interested.
Yeah. The idea looks very cool. Maybe I just picked it up at the wrong time and I played it under the wrong circumstances because I was just like, it's not Fallout. It thought it was Fallout. It's like this stealth survival game where you're crafting materials, and also it's like an investigative game where you're trying to get clues. I mean, I don't want to talk ill about the game because I just don't think I gave it enough of a chance. I only played it for a few hours, but I just was not feeling this idea of I'm going to go around every building and I'm going to loot every little spot. And I'm going to try to pick up every single clue and try to figure out what the mystery is. But then in the same time, I'm so like weak because it's a survival game and I have to like stealth around everyone. And if I get caught, I instantly get killed by these mobs. And yeah, so I just maybe I wasn't in the right environment to play it.
First Berserker, Kazan. That's something that you might pick up. Yeah. So we'll keep going. South of Midnight, we talked about, finished, really enjoyed. You haven't started, right?
No, I have not started South of Midnight yet.
Yeah. Oh, and we missed Steel Hunters. I did the early access. Not for me. It looks cool in concept. I did not like it. Blueprints, we both played. I gave up. You're still working on.
I'm feeling it. That might break into my top for this year. I'm really feeling it. So we'll see where that goes.
Definitely not. Indiana Jones, the PS5 release. I still haven't played it. You haven't played it?
No. I downloaded it on my Xbox at the time. And
I still want to play it because it is selling really good on the PS5. Way better than PC and Series X. So I should probably give it a try. First person adventure, of course. Where is it? Clair Obscur, I think, is the next big one, right?
Probably, yeah. There's been a lot of indie games in between here, but I won't go too deep into those.
Yeah, Clair Obscur, I love it so far. I'll give a final review once that's done. Days Gone Remastered, I will eventually hopefully get to.
Did you hear about this La Quimera game that came out April 25th?
La Quimera, where is this one?
It's right under Days Gone Remastered. Basically, the reviews for it dropped. The reviews were so bad that the publisher just delayed the game the day it came out.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, and I think that's it, right?
That's kind of it so far. There's been a lot of games. There's been a lot of good games, but it kind of feels like a 2023 where there's like a lot of games and the schedule's crazy, but it also is like, but none of them are like hitting for me. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anything you're looking forward to, really? Coming up next month or the month after that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Doom the Dark Ages?
I think that might be more of a you game. I mean, yes. I'll see if let me figure out Clair Obscur first. Is all I'm going to say. Everything is put on hiatus until that game gets completed.
Well, you got 20 days before Doom the Dark Ages comes out. And then, of course, May 30th, Elden Ring Night Reign. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I will let you take the lead on that. Yeah. Like, I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I enjoyed it enough to purchase it.
June 5th, the Switch 2 launch.
Of course. We got to play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
What else?
Death Stranding 2 on the beach, end of June 26th. June 26th. I've been meaning to play that game.
I'll watch the movie. I'll watch the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to pre-order that. I haven't played the first one yet, and there's no time. There's no way I'm going to fit it in this year. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4?
Not for me.
Game Pass day one. I'll give it a try. Donkey Kong Bonanza?
I think one of us should cover it, and it might just be me, because you don't look interested in it.
I'm freaking touching that. I'm not touching that.
I'll have to put it. I probably won't pre-order it. I'll just pick it up in store. I'm sure there's got to be copies. Yeah, and I'll probably play it and then just not return it, but trade it in or do something with it.
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, August 28th. Oh baby, I'm in. I can't wait for that one. That's pretty high up on the list. Hell is Us. I'm looking forward to this one too. I'm curious to see what this one's like.
Borderlands 4, September 23rd. 4? Yeah.
In? Yes? No?
Maybe. It's launching the same day as Marathon.
I'm a hard no on Borderlands 4 anyway. The fact that it's launching on Marathon, I'm all in on Marathon, bro. I'm all in on Marathon. I love everything I've seen.
I think that's probably a good. September is probably a good place to end this because like we still don't know what's going to be coming out, and
well, we got one
technically
more.
That's the next third, isn't it?
Well, we got one more, Ghost of Yote, October.
Oh yeah,
2nd.
of
Like
course.
there's obviously other games here with release dates. Like in October, there's 2 other games with the release dates, but I'm just trying to highlight the big ones.
Yeah.
Ghost of Yote, baby. What else do we have for this year that's announced but isn't out yet? We don't have release
GTA
dates.
6.
GTA 6. Ninja Gaiden 4.
Feathers of Wu-Chang.
Feathers of Wu-Chang. Where's my phone? I have it written somewhere. Anyway, we'll go through it one day. Before we go, I got show and tell here. Let's do some show and tell. I just picked up these deluxe editions that just came out for some of my favorite indie games from Nomada Studio. This is Gris on PS5. Sealed. Maybe I should open it one day and take a look at what's inside, but it comes with an art book and music soundtrack, and both the art and music on this game are beautiful. This is Gris from Nomada Studio, and also from Nomada Studio, or Nomada Studio. Neva, which came out last year, which both me and you played, and we both loved. And
yes,
this was one of
very
my
nice
from last year. Oops, yeah, fun stuff. Anyway, man, enjoy the rest of your week. Go play some Clair Obscur. Everybody,
I'm literally about to launch it right now. I'm waiting for you to do our outro.
I think I got a guest here. Hi, Baba. Come say hi. Yeah, so man, I gotta go to my in-laws and stuff. I gotta go to my parents.
Yeah, screw them. Just play Clair Obscur. Start it.
Yeah. All right, man. Have a good week, and I will see you guys next week. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you've hi. Come say hi. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe on Instagram at the Slow Run Cast, and as well, watch us wherever you get your podcasts. Say hi. Hello. Say hello. Okay.
One day he'll say hello.
One day he'll be a podcaster. Yeah, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, at the Slow Run Cast. Take care, guys, and keep gaming. Peace.